Hello everyone, it is time for lesson 5, customary units of weight. If you're in my class, this is our last required video. If you're not in my class, don't worry, I'm going to keep these videos going. I'm going to try to do at least 2 a week, so keep watching back for more. Even the people in my class, you can keep watching back for more, and we're going to try to finish out the book this summer so that we can be ready for 5th grade. All right, let's go ahead and hop right into this. We just talked about capacity, and now we're switching over to weight. Now, there's a difference between capacity and weight. The difference is capacity is how much something can hold, and the weight is how much it weighs or how heavy it is. Okay, so you can see that right here. The weight of an object is how heavy it is. The customary units of weight are ounces, pounds, and tons. Now, like what's the word I'm looking for? Capacity. Ounces are in weight as well, but there's a difference because capacity measures in fluid ounces and weight measures in just plain old ounces. Okay. And then you'll see as we go through this lesson. Okay. First, they give you some examples of how much things weigh. For example, a single strawberry might weigh 1 ounce, they say. A pineapple might weigh 1 pound, and a car usually weighs around 1 ton. Now, this is a regular size car, not a big truck or something like that. There's obviously weigh a little bit more. All right, so let's look at our first example. We should be able to get through this lesson pretty quickly. I've noticed that my videos keep getting longer. I think I do too much talking, more so than I used to. So I'm going to try to keep my mouth shut today. All right, example 1. Susie's father bought some sugar for their favorite recipe. Which is a more reasonable unit to use for the weight of a bag of sugar, ounces or pounds? A small packet of sugar would be weighed in ounces. So, like a little sugar packet you would get for your unsweetened tea somewhere or something like that. A bag of sugar is much larger and would be weighed in pounds. So pounds is a reasonable unit to use for the weight of a bag of sugar. Usually when you buy a bag of sugar at the store, it looks like this. This one actually says 4 pounds. I was thinking that they're normally 5 pounds, but that's pretty close. I just usually feel like they're like, hey, grab a 5-pound bag of sugar, but this one says 4. But either way, they're measured in pounds. All right, let's move on to the next page, example 2. It says, which is the most reasonable estimate for the weight of a leaf? Ooh, think about how light that is. 1 ounce, 1 pound, 1 ton, or 10 tons. Compare the weight of a leaf to the weight of objects that you know. A leaf weighs less than a pineapple, or 1 pound. Objects that weigh less than 1 pound are weighed in ounces. The only option that contains ounces is 1 ounce. So a leaf weighs about 1 ounce. And honestly, I would say that a leaf probably weighs less than 1 ounce. I bet it weighs only a fraction of an ounce. But the smallest unit of weight that we're talking about in this lesson is just ounces. All right, let's go through these examples. Choose the best estimate for the weight of each object. Would a paper airplane be 4 ounces, 40 ounces, 4 pounds, or 4 tons? Well, tons are like the size of a car. So we're not talking about a real airplane. We're talking about a paper airplane. So think about the size of 4 cars. That'd be 4 tons. That's, no. 4 pounds, that's like a bag of sugar that they showed us on the last page. That's not going to work for us. 40 ounces would be like 40 strawberries. I feel like that's probably going to be too big. So I think our best choice here would be 4 ounces. Question 2 is a helicopter. Would a helicopter weigh 5 ounces, 500 ounces, 5 tons, or 500 tons? So let's think about a helicopter. 500 tons would be like the weight of 500 cars. Now, a helicopter is usually bigger than a car, but is it 500 times bigger? I don't really think so. I don't think that's a good estimate. Okay. 5 tons, could it be 5 times bigger than a car? I think that's a pretty good estimate. However, let me look at my other options. 500 ounces would only be the weight of like 500 strawberries. So I don't think that's going to be enough. And then obviously 5 ounces won't be enough. So my best answer here is going to be 5 tons. Okay. All right. Number 3, we've got this cute little bunny rabbit. We want to know, does a bunny probably weigh 4 ounces, 4 pounds, 40 pounds, or 4 tons? So let's start at the bottom again. 4 tons would be like the size of 4 cars. Now, I've never seen a rabbit that large. I don't think they exist, so that's probably not it. All right, 40 pounds. Now, unless that rabbit got really overweight, it's not going to weigh 40 pounds. That'd be like the size of 40 pineapples. That's pretty big. All right, 4 pounds. Okay, so let's think about a rabbit. 4 ounces or 4 pounds, which is going to be my better option here. I'm going to go with probably 4 pounds, because 4 ounces is only going to be the size of 4 strawberries, and that is not nearly big enough. So the best answer on this one's going to be 4 pounds. Then there's a little question here for you to kind of think about. It says, does an object that is small always weigh less than an object that is large? So that's a thinker there. So think about, you know, maybe something really small that is heavy. So if something's maybe made of lead or some type of metal, it's probably heavier than something like a cotton ball. Say you had a cotton ball that's like this big, but then you had a piece of metal that's a little smaller. The metal could, in fact, weigh more. It just depends on what your item is made of. All right, number 4, we have an acorn. Would an acorn weigh 1 ounce, 11 ounces, 1 pound, or 1 ton? So an acorn is not going to be as big as a car. That does not make sense. An acorn is not as big as a pineapple. That doesn't make sense. An acorn is not as big as 11 strawberries. So an acorn is usually probably only about 1 ounce. Okay. Question 5, a bed. All right. A bed, is it 10 ounces, 10 pounds, 100 pounds, or 10 tons? So 10 tons would be the size of about 10 cars. Now that would be a very large bed, and I'd probably love that, but I don't think this bed is that big. 100 pounds. That sounds maybe right. 10 pounds. 10 pounds is only about the size of 10 pineapples. I think that's too small. And then 10 ounces is definitely too small. So I think my best answer here is probably 100 pounds. The next item here, I don't know what that is. Is it a seashell? Yeah, I think it's a seashell. Okay. Is a seashell probably 4 ounces, 4 pounds, 400 pounds, or 4 tons? Again, unless you found the world's largest seashell, it's not going to be 4 tons. It's probably not even going to be 400 pounds. Could it be 4 pounds? Maybe. But I would say our best choice here is 4 ounces. All right. Number 7. Look at this RV. That's nice. I'd like to have that. Let's think about this. Would an RV weigh 3 tons, like 3 times the size of a car? 300 pounds, like 300 pineapples? 3 pounds, like 3 pineapples? Or 3 ounces, like 3 strawberries? Well, of these choices, I would say 3 tons is my best choice. I always like to eliminate what I know it can't be so that I can kind of choose between what it could be. That's a good test-taking strategy to have. All right, number 8, a little goldfish. Now, if you put a goldfish in the ocean, it could grow pretty big because it has a lot more room, and that's how goldfish are. They kind of adapt to the size of their area. But if you had a goldfish at your house in a little tank, it's probably not going to get to be 2 tons. Not going to happen. It's probably not going to get to be 20 pounds. Now, depending on if you had your goldfish in a little pond outside or in a goldfish bowl, it could either be 2 ounces or 2 pounds. They can grow, you know. But I would say for the purpose of this assignment, they're probably talking about a goldfish in a goldfish bowl, which is probably 2 ounces. All right. Number 9, we've got a desk, okay? We've probably, you know, moved our desks around the classroom and you've lifted them. You can kind of tell how heavy they are. Now, they are not as big as a car because you cannot lift a car. 180 pounds, that's a lot. So you probably, unless you're a bodybuilder, aren't going to be able to lift 180 pounds. Now I'm left with 18 ounces or 18 pounds. 18 ounces would be the size of 18 strawberries. I'm going to make a good bet that a desk weighs more than 18 strawberries. So the best bet here would be that a desk probably weighs about 18 pounds. Okay. Number 10, is it more reasonable to say that a pair of shoes weighs 1 ounce, 1 pound, or 1 ton? Well, I know that a pair of shoes does not weigh as much as a car. Okay? Shoes don't weigh that much, but they probably weigh more than a strawberry. So I'm going to say that a pair of shoes probably weigh around 1 pound. And I'm just going to circle it rather than write it out. You can do that too if you want. Number 11. Is it more reasonable to say that a pencil weighs 2 ounces, 2 pounds, or 2 tons? Now, I've seen a couple people in my class that have those really big pencils, but I can assure you they don't weigh as much as 2 cars. I can assure you they don't weigh as much as 2 pineapples. The closest thing here is going to be 2 ounces. Okay? All right. Moving along to the back of this page. Let's finish this up. Which is the most reasonable weight of 2 thoroughbred horses? So there's 2 horses. Would 2 horses weigh 1 ounce, 1 pound, or 1 ton? So I know that, and it says to explain, so here we go with our explanation. I know that a horse weighs more than a strawberry, so it's not going to be 1 ounce. I know that even 1 horse weighs more than a pineapple. So 2 horses together are likely going to weigh 1 ton. I'm just going to circle that one. Again, you can circle it too if you want. All right, number 13. Using your answer from exercise 12, which is this question, what is a reasonable estimate for the weight of 4 thoroughbred horses? So if 2 horses equals 1 ton, 4 horses would equal how many tons? What did I do to that 2 to get to 4? I multiplied by 2. So I'm going to multiply this by 2 and get 2 tons. 2 tons. All right, moving on to number 14. Estimate the weight of 4 books. Explain how you choose your unit of weight. So, hold on, I have a book here. Tuck Everlasting. If you haven't read it, I suggest reading it. My class just read it, and I think we liked it. So if I'm holding this book, I'm going to assume that it probably weighs about as much as maybe 2 or 3 strawberries. So I'm going to guess that this one book probably, let's say it weighs 3 ounces, because maybe it's as heavy as 3 strawberries, okay? So that means 2 books would weigh how much? About maybe 6 ounces. 3 books would probably weigh around 9 ounces. And then 4 books might weigh about 12 ounces. Okay? Again, if you haven't read this book, do it. It's a good one. There's a movie too. But don't watch the movie until you read the book. All right. Number 15. Estimate the weight of 3 objects in your desk. Now, if we don't have anything in our desk because we're not at school. So think about, if you were at school, what are some things that might be in your desk? Maybe a reading book, or maybe your guided reading folder, or what else might we have in our desk? Oh, a pack of crayons, or I don't know, whatever you might have in your desk. So you're going to estimate the weight of 3 of those things. So let's just pick a few. Let's say we've got a reading book. So think about that, how much it might weigh. Then let's pick a, I'm going to call it a GR folder for a guided reading folder. And then let's pick our crayons. And by crayons, I mean the whole pack. Okay. So those are the 3 things that I'm dealing with. Okay. Estimate the weight of the 3 objects. Order the objects from greatest to least weight. I'm going to say that a reading book, if I was holding a reading book, I'm going to say it might weigh 2 pounds, or the same as 2 pineapples. If I was holding a guided reading folder, I don't think it's going to weigh as much as a pineapple. So let me think about how many strawberries it might weigh. Let's say a guided reading folder with some papers in it might weigh about 5 ounces, or 5 strawberries. And then a pack of crayons, I don't think it's going to weigh as much as a pineapple, but I do think it's going to weigh more than my guided reading folder. So let's say crayons, let's go with maybe like 9 ounces. I don't know, I'm just guessing. So now I want to order them from greatest to least weight. So obviously we know that the reading book is going to be first because it's the greatest weight, 2 pounds. Then my crayons are going to be second because they weigh more than the folder, and then the folder is going to be third. Now you could choose any objects that you want to choose for that. I was just giving you an example. Okay, number 16, how do you estimate weight? Give an example using each customary unit of weight. Well, you can kind of think about how I just did this. I said this weighs about the same as 2 pineapples, and this weighs about the same as 5 strawberries, and this weighs about the same as 9 strawberries. So I can estimate by thinking about something else that weighs the same as whatever I'm talking about, like whatever unit I'm talking about, whether it be ounces, pounds, tons, whatever. So it's really good to kind of remember, like 1 ounce is a strawberry, 1 pound is a pineapple, 1 ton is a car. Okay. I'm not going to write all that out. You can write it in if you want, but you don't have to. When you finish this lesson, be sure that you do the progress, or not the progress check, but the, check my progress. Nope, that's not what I'm trying to say. The, the self-check in Schoology, and do your best on that. If you're not in my class, obviously you don't have to do that. Also do the homework page before you do the self-check to be sure you know your stuff before you do it so you can get all the points. My class, after you do the self-check, then you should do the weekly like quiz at the end. And then once you do all of that, guys, you're going to be finished with math for the year. Get that done. But if you want to come back for more videos, to learn more math throughout the summer, keep coming back because I'm going to keep uploading videos. All right. See you guys later.